Hi, this is Firestarter, and this is a review of the AGP MS Girl Gundam Wing Zero. And this is the box. You can see the figure already here. And just giving you a closer look on each of the sides. Here, and at the back, poses and some of the details about the figure. Now let's open the box and let's take a look on this AGP. Yukina's base for this AGP MS Girl Gundam Wing Zero has a very slender shape and a very anime-ish features. There are some oddities in paint application, such as the silver paint transitions to its skin. Some parts of the body has visible holes that will be used when the armor is attached. Now let's check out the joints for this figure. We have a head joint, and then we have a shoulder articulation. There are some swivels here that you can do, and she only has a single joint. The weird thing is that it looks like a Figma, so you can bend it forward, and oddly enough, you can really stretch it towards the back. And then we have a hand rotation. We have an upper body swivel, and then we have also a simple waist articulation. It can just only go until there. There's nothing much. And then we have leg, single jointed knee, and also on the foot. Well, when it comes to the balance for this figure, it doesn't have an equal amount of length for the legs, so it seems like the one leg is longer than the other. So you can still find the center of gravity, but this is one problem I saw for the figure. And I really like the paint applications around, and you can see some slots and holes here. This is because this will be this is where the armor will be placed. So now we've seen the figure in a base mode. Now let's transform this to a Gundam. The only part that needs replacing are her feet, making a more mechanized feel somewhat closer to the Gundam Wing Zero OVA. Her initial shin armor comes in 3 parts, covering most of the lower part of her body. To assure that everything stays in place, you do have to hear that certain click to proceed with the next steps. Easiest parts to attach are for her arms, simple yet secured totally, and will not wobble as it hugs the wrist really tight. This is a good thing. Second half is mostly on her waist, with the armor that is equally efficient in wrapping itself on the figure. These have swivel points allowing more breathing room for the legs. The most exciting part is enabling the wings. Just like the waist suit, the upper body armor comes in one piece together with the shoulder pads. This time, the piece is locked with a peg to lock the wings at the back. The wings have really nice decals and can match some of the MG Gundam model kits to date. Each wing is supported with its own arm that conjures the right amount of movement. Finally, there are additional head replacements, one with her hair longer than the other. You can simply replace this with the 2-step process that also allows free swapping of the face replacements. 2 kinds of weapons are included, such as the twin buster rifle with a handle that moves forward and back and also combines into one solid piece. Next are beam sabers with the handle found at the back of her wing, attachment, and 3 pairs of hands. And don't forget that this has its own stage and a wind effect. Just a quick side note, I don't usually use this head sculpt because of the hair mold, and it always hits the wings whenever I push the head around from left to right. Sometimes it is in the way of the arm articulation. So believe me, this is a good head sculpt if you are going to pose this in just a static position. But if you are going to play this figure a lot, I'd rather use this head sculpt instead. Just a quick size comparison with a Creo Megatron. You can see the difference between these two. And let me just take this one out. And as mentioned earlier, this figure has a lot of joints for her wings. So we have swivel points here. You can move it from side to side to front and back, and so as this joint too for the lower wings. What I really like about the figure is that the decals here painted on the wings. There's one here, there's another there, and we have another one here at the bottom. So it's like an MG Gundam wing. The problem I'm having right now is that attaching the wing section here at the back, because it keeps on falling off. So that's the reason, also the reason why you always need to, there is a huge need for you to use the stage that I have already showcased, but everything else it really looks really nice. Just like my model kits, you always have to take care when moving parts around, because it has a tendency to break in half. If again, like I mentioned to other of my reviews, if there are joints that cannot be moved, it means it is not meant to be. And if you feel that something is going to break, don't even force in moving it. And additional points here, we have some joints here on the upper armor, and also here some flaps here on each side. So that's all the things you need to know about this figure. It is my first time to receive a figure that matches both Gundam and a figure with joints similar to Figma. The only problem I had with the figure was attaching the stand at the back, as it didn't had enough room to squeeze in. Most of the time I can feel the peg rubbing against other plastic parts. Other irks I can see are the funky joints. Nonetheless, this is a fantastic figure. A girl on a Gundam armor. That alone is epic to hear. I do recommend this figure only if you love anime girls and Gundam. And that is my review of the MS Girl Gundam Wing Zero. If you want to know the possibilities for this figure, check out the photos at the end of the video and subscribe to my blog for the full written review. This is Farstarter. Thank you very much for watching, and keep it here for more toy reviews.